Menhard sent me. I heard you need somebody who knows how to fight.
Praise the Lord. I feared I wouldn't find anyone, and that would have been bad. That I'd end up all alone, just like with everything else.
First, tell me exactly what this is about. Menhard said it was fairly unusual.
My husband, may God rest his soul, left me saddled with some unpleasant business. He liked to spend the evenings in the tavern and bet with the other regulars. And he promised one of them a fair sum of money after losing a bet. But that waster of mine recently passed away, and the other fellow, Radmill the cobbler's apprentice, has been hounding me like there's no tomorrow. He swears that he won fair and square and that I have to pay him the money, although I've hardly any myself. But he has no written record of it. We even went to the city council, but they just slammed the door on us. Since my husband's will says disputes are to be resolved by duel, and Radmill won't relinquish his claim, it's up to God himself to judge. As a widow, I have the holy right for a fighter to stand for me.
Tell me more about my opponent. What kind of man is he? Perhaps we could reason with him.
What do you want to know about him? He's a whoremonger lucky enough to run into that gullible husband of mine. There's no talking to him, which makes me wonder why Cobbler Yothling keeps a leech like that in his employ.
And what's in it for me?
I can pay you a small sum, but I'm not exactly sleeping on a bed of roses here. Think of it as a favor to an old widow.
I understand. You need the money more than me. I'll fight for you.
Thank you. I was hoping you wouldn't leave a poor old widow in a lurch. Go make arrangements for the duel with that fool, the cobbler's man in the town hall.
Be careful. God is punishing us for our sins.
I'm sorry.
I come on behalf of Widow Gerda. I will stand for her in battle. What terms shall we agree to?
So she went and found a swordsman anyway. I had hoped that it wouldn't come to this. I won that money fair and square.
But you don't have a witness, or any document.
No, I don't. Just my word. And I will gladly even swear on the cross. But once I pay the guild dues, they'll make me a master and I'll finally open my own workshop. I swear before God I'm in the right. And if there's no other way to defend my good fortune than with a weapon in my hand, so be it. Unless you would show mercy and let me win.
Kochst du heute Abend?
Ja, ja.
And he was dead in the morning. Poor thing.
He had his whole life in front of him. And next thing you know,
I don't intend to break my word. And I certainly don't want to ruin my reputation by throwing a duel.
As you wish. Right is on my side, and God will certainly guide my hand. We just have to agree on the weapon you want to use.
I choose sword. Which weapon is best for you?
I'm a cobbler, not a swordsman. I'll have to borrow a weapon and armor from somebody. Go back to Gerda and tell her we're agreed, and that we'll meet there. Southwest of the city is a large solitary tree on a hill. Gerda will know where, so come together.
Stay close to the others. It's not safe.
We have a time now.
One bloke, young fella, but they say no one stands
I'm
a chance
sorry.
against him because he's in league
That's
with
good.
the devil.
The town needs
Blessed
strong, brave
Virgin.
men who can
Who
take
is
up
it?
arms. And not
His
just the
name is-
tools of their
Bloody
trade.
hell.
These days,
What?
rely on ourselves.
I went to see Radmill, and we agreed on terms.
And what weapon did you choose?
It'll be swords. Radmill went to find some armor, and then we'll meet at the big tree southwest of town. He said you'd know.
I know, I know. And are you ready?
Quiet.
We can leave right away.
It's not exactly close, and I don't want to go traipsing anywhere at this late hour. Come back during the daytime. Take care then.
Are you going to do what we talked about?
I, of course.
City tournament. What an occasion, eh? Will you go?
Can we be off?
Then let's go, so I can finally have some peace.
Today, the dispute between Gerda and Radmill will be decided once and for all. If necessary, I will gladly testify as to the recipient of God's favor in this duel today. Radmill will fight for himself, and Henry will take up arms for the widow Gerda. They have both agreed upon the weapons to be used in the duel. No other weapon is allowed. No fighter may move too far from the center of the ring. Whoever runs away loses. The duel will end as soon as someone surrenders or there is no more fighting. No killing. Did you understand the rules?
Yes.
Could you repeat that?
No other weapon is allowed. No fighter may move too far from the center of the ring. Whoever runs away loses. The duel will end as soon as someone surrenders or there is no more fighting. No killing. Got it?
I'm still not completely sure what we have to do.
No other weapon is allowed. No fighter may move too far from the center of the ring. Whoever runs away loses. The duel will end as soon as someone surrenders or there is no more fighting. No killing. Got it?
I don't understand.
Good God, Henry.
No other weapon is allowed. No fighter may move too far from the center of the ring. Whoever runs away loses. The duel will end as soon as someone surrenders or there is no more fighting. No killing. Got it?
One final time, please?
That's enough! We'll see if you're so funny in the ring.
Come on, let's see what you've got.
You're fighting for me, so do
I'll
your
spread you like
best.
butter on bread.
Henry!
No, you don't! Who taught you how to fight? A babe?
You fight like an old hag!
Bastard! Oh! No! No! Fuck! Mercy! Leave me be! Oh, you certainly know how to fight.
So it's decided?
Unfortunately for me. Let's go to the others.
Radmil, Henry, you both fought valiantly, but God has decided the truth lies with Goodwife Gerda. The dispute has thus been justly settled in her favor.
Yes, that's right. Did you hear that? Don't you even think of trying to get money out of me now. I've got a witness that you lost.
Don't worry. I honor your victory. You won't hear from me again.
And you, Henry, here is your well-earned reward. If you ever need to lay your head down in the city, I'll tell my cousin at the Tarmac Tavern.
I'm glad to have helped settle this.
This duel was guided by the hand of God. If necessary, I will testify to everything.
No women? What will become of me? It's all over.
Go! Whoa! Quick!
Hey! Your horse nearly trampled me.
Whoa! Whoa!
Grüß dich. Wie kann ich dir helfen?
What's new around here?
Da du fragst. One night a carter came. He had some fellow loaded on back. White as a ghost. His eyes as if he had seen den Teufel. Pfui, pfui, pfui. When he was getting off the cart...
He died?
Nein, nein, er lebt. Er lebt. He's still alive. They gave the poor man a drink and laid him down on some hay, where he fell right to sleep. But it is still bad with him. Sehr übel. Und noch was. Stimir, the smith, also he will stop moaning to me about how he cannot find anyone who knows one end of a hammer from the other. And I don't know if you heard, but the forest beyond Old Kutna was on fire.
No, I didn't. I'm not from round here.
We were lucky it rained that day, or the whole forest would have gone up in flames. And with the town being so close, it could have been even worse. Und das ist alles, Junge.
Sounds interesting. Thank you, innkeeper. Are you awake, my lord?
Who are you? Have you come to finish me off?
Take it easy. I won't harm you. I'm Henry.
I'm Jan. Sir Jan of Sokotleski.
Who beat you up?
Humans. 5 of them against the 3 of us. I fled.
And what about the other 2?
Dead. The pain. Could you somehow make it go away?
Can I examine your wound?
Do what you can. I hope you can help.
How did this happen?
I was fleeing from those butchers. In my haste, I wasn't watching where I was going. I tripped over something. I landed on my back.
Is anything besides your foot hurt?
My ribs too. It's as if a horse ran over me. Every word hurts.
Now for those ribs. You're not coughing up blood, are you?
God, no. I can breathe. It just hurts like hell.
Oh, that's good. Otherwise, you'd be in deep trouble. It looks like your bones and lungs are in good shape. Just a bit bruised. Where exactly does your foot hurt?
Mostly my ankle. And my toes. It feels like someone crushed them. With pincers.
I'll have to take off your boot. I won't know anything until I do.
Very well. Just be careful. Thank God. I barely felt that. Good work.
Just don't get your expectations up. This is just the beginning. Now, let's have a look at those toes.
Ow!
Well, it looks like you've dislocated 2 toes. I can tell just by looking. I'm not surprised it hurts. They're as swollen as if you've been standing barefoot in an anthill. Show me your ankle. I'll feel it. You see? It's sprained. That explains the swelling and pain. One bad step, and that's it. No, I don't think I've left anything out.
And can you do anything for me?
You've sprained your ankle, dislocated a few toes, and bruised your ribs.
But I'm still alive.
That's the most important thing. The rest I can take care of. For those ribs, you'll need something for the pain, and some bandages to keep things in place. The toes will be worse. I'll have to set those bones back in place.
That's going to hurt, isn't it?
Yeah. But I can get you something to give you courage. And then I can rub some healing ointment on it. You mustn't put any strain on your ankle. It needs to be tightly bandaged. A healing ointment wouldn't hurt, either. That's all I can do.
Thanks. At least for your efforts.
We'll see if I diagnosed you properly. I'll fix that ankle and those bruised ribs. Keep the bandages clean and change them once in a while. Got it, sir?
Very well. I'll try.
First, we need to straighten out those toes. The longer they stay dislocated, the worse they'll heal.
Will it hurt?
It won't be nice, but a little liquid courage will certainly help.
Good idea. Do you have anything? Damn it!
Do you want to try it dry?
Well, what other choice do I have?
All right. Better look the other way. And clench your teeth.
The pain vanished. It's gone. Or rather, it's almost gone.
You're welcome. Yeah. It's a shame I don't have any healing ointment. That'd certainly help. I'll be back.
Holy Mary.
We'll see if I... This should help your ribs and ankle to heal. Give it some time, and you'll be as fit as a fiddle. Well, I've done as much as I can for you. The rest is up to God.
Don't be so modest. You've done more than any sawbones could. You have golden hands.
Are you gonna be all right?
I suppose so. I need a bit more time to get back on my feet. But I definitely feel better. But I'd like to ask you a favor.
What is it you need?
Listen, are you familiar with this area?
I'm not from here, but I know my way around a bit.
You might be useful. I need a messenger to act on my behalf in the King's military camp by Kuttenberg.
In Sigismund's camp? What's he got to do with it?
Let me explain. My older brother, the Knight Sir Peter of Sukotleski, is being held captive in the camp. He's fallen into the clutches of a Hungarian baron. Laszlo Farkas is his name. I was supposed to go to the camp and negotiate the terms of his release.
So why do you want to send me there?
Because no one is going to harm an envoy, especially when coin is at stake. I'll no longer go anywhere without protection. Being ambushed once in a lifetime is enough, thanks.
I'd like to hear more details. Who am I supposed to go and see? Who is he?
A Hungarian baron. His name is Laszlo Farkas, but I know hardly anything about him, so you're going to have to ask about him in the camp.
What do you need me to negotiate for you?
The terms for a handover. What we need to do for them to release Peter. Try not to act like a ragamuffin or lout in front of Laszlo. When he sees that he's speaking to a man of distinction, perhaps he won't try to walk all over you.
And where should the handover take place?
It has to be on neutral ground, so neither party has an advantage. Remember that.
What should I know about Peter?
Sir Peter, Knight of Sukotleski. He's several years older than I and fought in many great battles. He was always lucky, and nothing ever happened to him. But now, It looks as if fortune has abandoned him.
What does Peter look like?
He's as bold as an egg and has a scar on one cheek.
A souvenir from a battle?
Hardly. Once his horse was spooked and bolted through some bushes with him on the saddle. He nearly lost an eye, but fortunately, he only got that scar.
What if that Hungarian doesn't release Peter?
Farkash? He will. War costs money and captives have to be fed too. There's also the matter of honor.
What's so honourable in this?
On the battlefield, knights go up against other knights who are often very similar, only they're carrying out the orders of different masters. They have to fight each other, that's clear, but they can demonstrate to each other their honor and spare the lives of the defeated. Moreover, knights often have wealthy relatives who'll pay to have them freed. So, it pays to keep a knight alive and healthy after a defeat.
Aha, I understand. Well, I can try.
God bless you. Here's a letter with the seal of the Lords of Sokotelski. Present it to Laszlo Farkash as proof that I sent you. Once you've arranged everything, come back here. I'll be waiting for you.
It happens! Just watch where you're going next time.
Greetings to you. How can I help?
I'm going to see Farkash. Do you know where I might find him?
I have no idea. But Chatelain Bohumil or that foreign barber surgeon might know. Or Millada in the bar. Take care.
Coffee with you.
Gifeli! Careful.
Ah, Christ!
Greetings, my friend.
I saw the arena and the stands and thought to myself, this looks like a tournament, eh?
You're too late, lad. There used to be competitions here almost every day. Bets flying left and right. But that's been over for quite some time. All you can do now is a bit of archery. They haven't banned that yet.
Why'd they ban it?
Captain von Howlitz and Lord von Berghoff heard blokes were killing each other here.
You fought with sharp weapons?
Of course not. That was forbidden. But the Cumans fucked it all up. Fucking vermin.
So what happened then?
One of our companies went against the Cumans. It was a fight like any other. But those fuckers had a score to settle with us and brought sharp weapons. Our fellas came away from there in bad shape. Most of them never recovered. And then Command banned the fights.
So that's it then? No more tournaments?
Aye, probably. Because that wasn't the first cock-up. Cumans, Germans, Praguers, they all hate each other, and are always at each other's throats. But without the tournaments and betting, the blokes don't have anything to do anymore, and they're starting to get testy. Now their camp is starting to look more and more like a wasp's nest. But you'll see for yourself soon enough.
So there won't be any fighting. That's all I need to know.
Take care.
Still believe in yourself?
I'm sorry.
Ah, shit! What the? Right.
Careful.
The provisioning units only supply us with flour, onions, and beef.
Here it comes!
Let's try this again.
Those dumb summers are living off something, right? Well, my humble...
Christ almighty. Are you alright, sir?
Here we go again.
It's just that you look...
Muscular, wise, wealthy.
I'm sorry, sir. I just wasn't expecting it. I didn't mean it badly.
I know very well what you meant. I have had this conversation at least 100 times. Have you never heard of Prester John or the Christian Kingdom of Axum?
Yes. Our parish priest talked about that.
Tell me then, how the people in those stories are described. Not exactly like you. Am I right?
But I thought that was just...
So you see, it is not. Musa of Mali is my name. Scholar, explorer, and physician. I run the camp infirmary.
my name is Henry, sir.
Welcome then, Henry. Do you need anything?
Do you know where prisoners are held in the camp?
Do you even know what you are asking about? Be glad none of the king's men can hear us.
That's why I'm asking you. I'm just curious, that's all.
Well, all right. Try looking above the smithy. But do not go anywhere you should not. And if they catch you, you never spoke to me.
Of course. Thank you. I'm going to see Laszlo Farkas. Do you know where I might find him?
Of course. You'll find his headquarters in a circle of cumin tents right below the smithy.
Thanks. That should be easy to find.
You're welcome. I don't want to stick my nose in it, but be careful.
You said you're an explorer?
I did indeed. From Timbuktu, I went to Holy Mecca. From the Emirate of Granada to Venice. And from there, to the court of Sultan Bayezid of the Osmans, until I ended up at the court of King Sigismund.
And how do you like Bohemia?
Do you want to hear the truth? Or should I praise it to high heaven?
The truth. You don't need to spare my feelings.
Then, all I can say is that this muddy hill is about the only thing I have seen of your country. And that has not made much of an impression on me. But there is still time. Perhaps I will have the good fortune to see more beautiful sights.
Where is this Mali? And what's it like?
Similar to your country, yet completely different. You mine silver, we gold. But in our country, it would never happen that we allow foreigners into our mines. Overall, it is safer in our country. Nobody will waylay you on your journey. And we treat women with greater respect and set great store by learning.
That's not all that bad here, though, is it?
I admit that there are some things I envy you for. Like what you can do with stone.
What is Mecca like? I've heard people from all over the world go there.
Mainly followers of the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad. Praise be his name. But the journey is dangerous. I was robbed and arrived in the city as a pauper. Fortunately, I was helped by a couple of my compatriots. But even so, I did not spend long there. Let us say that I was foolish then, and foreign customs took me by surprise. I went to Cairo, where I learned geography and law, so that I would be better prepared the next time. But I never went back to Mecca.
Why not?
I would rather not talk about this, my friend. All I can say is that there are a few rich men and their beautiful wives who I do not want to meet again.
You were in Granada? Where is that?
Go west from here until you reach the sea, then south to a place called Peninsula Iberica. But I would not go there if I were you. The magnificent Alhambra Palace is forbidden to Christians like you. It is a pity in any case. Such a beautiful and rich country, yet bathed in so much blood.
Blood?
Yes. Sultan Mohammed must constantly repel attacks from the north. That is why I started studying physics, in fact. I wanted to make an impression on the Sultan because swords and cannons are not for me. Let others cut off heads. I can sew them back on again.
Where is Venice, in fact?
You do not know, my friend? Educate yourself a little. It is not far from here, on the other side of the Alps. Remember that learning is like a garden. If you do not tend it, it cannot bear fruit. Venice is an incredible city that floats on the sea, like a huge stone ship. People from all over the world go there to trade. I help them as a translator, especially for Christian envoys from Ethiopia on a pilgrimage to Rome. If only you could have seen their glorious arrival in the city. Their procession stretched from the port to the city center, and they had live leopards as a gift for the king of Venice. But I did not stay long. I, who was accustomed to the Sultan's court, being asked to live among sailors, out of the question.
How did you come to be with the Osmans?
By complete chance. In Venice, I joined an expedition that was heading to India, but we were attacked by pirates. Fortunately, I was saved by Sultan Bayezid's warship, though it did not seem like good fortune at the time. You must understand that there are not many of my countrymen among the Osmans. The last time was probably in the days of Mansa Musa. But the Sultan soon found out that I had lived among Europeans, and I could talk to all the envoys who came to him. So I became useful.
So why didn't you stay there?
Because we were about to be overwhelmed by the Golden Horde, led by the butcher named Timur. I had quite enough of war in Granada. So when envoys from Hungary came to the Sultan, I managed to persuade them to take me away with them.
What's Sigismund's court like?
I would also like to know that, my friend. But I am stuck here. One would think that the king would value physicians and sages who have traveled the world. But no. He did not even make me his personal physician. He prefers to trust your quacks and sent me here.
It's reckless to speak about Sigismund like that.
I do not think so, my friend, since it is unlikely you will ever get a chance to complain to him.
Why did you leave your country of birth?
That is a very personal question, and we are not that well acquainted yet. Forgive me, but I would rather not talk about it. Not now, at least.
I'm new to the camp. Could you show me around? If you don't have too much work, that is.
Well, I suppose it will be all right. if I am not here for a while. At least I can practice your language. You use some strange phrases, you know? But that does not matter now. Let us go. So, as you have no doubt realized, this is my infirmary. One part for operating on the wounded, another for the sick, my alchemist bench, tub of water, nothing out of the ordinary. Come on, let us walk outside. I am sorry that I cannot show you more, but I am sure you understand that there is not much to see. One is almost ashamed to call it an infirmary. Do you not think?
That's true. I thought King Sigismund would take better care of his wounded men.
Unfortunately for them, my friend, I suppose he has bigger problems than keeping his army healthy and fighting fit.
It's lucky he sent an expert like you here, though.
Was that praise or an insult? I cannot tell. I do not think it fortunate in any case. Someone with my knowledge, and all I do is treat diarrhea and broken bones.
No, of course. What else should a sore bones do?
My friend, the human body contains so much beauty and so many secrets that we could explore. So why do we spend so much time on the quality of defecation? Think about it. Though it is true that you do not seem to be any great sage, I suppose you do not know what a real infirmary should look like. But do not worry. There are more cheerful places in the camp. I am sure something will take your fancy. This part of the camp is mainly for humans. So if you are looking for one, he will be either here or near the bathhouse. We will take a look there too. Do not worry. Over there is the pen where they used to have tournaments, until the captains banned them. But that is a long story. Speaking of the captains here, do you know who is in charge overall?
Damn it. Aye, I know something about that. You have 3 captains now, don't you?
Exactly. I can see that you take an interest. The camp as a whole is run by Sir Grozab or Borumlaka. That is a village somewhere in Transylvania, as far as I know. He is an interesting man, I'm sure. But he has a lot of trouble with the camp. So he tends to be, as you say, grumpy. Then there are the humans who are commanded in battle by Cheritan. You will not meet him very often. He often has meetings with the king himself, in Zedlets. He is not a very cheerful man, but he seems a fair-minded commander to me. And he is an outstanding archer, it seems. How about you and archery, my friend?
Longbows and crossbows don't interest me much, to tell the truth. I prefer fighting up close.
I admire you, then. I would not dare to do that. All that blood.
But you don't like blood. But you're a physician.
That is why. The more blood is spilled, the more work. Well, there is enough of that. What were we talking about?
You were telling me about the commanders here.
Ah, yes. The camp captains. As I said, Sir Grozab commands the camp. Cheritan commands in battle. And the third one joined us a few weeks ago. Dietrich Katz, with his Prague artillery regiment. It is a pity you will not be staying for longer. Dietrich is good to talk to, if he is not drinking too much. And over there is our bathhouse. It is not a sight for sore eyes, my friend. I mean, the women, of course. Not this filthy place. Ah, a man should keep reminding himself that zina, what you call fornication, is a shameful deed, opening the road to other evils. By the way, what about you and women, my friend? What? You shy? Come now. As a physician, I am only concerned for your health. Physical and mental. You should find a good woman as soon as possible, and then marry her. To do her what you see in her eyes. Our Lord Allah, Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, creates us in pairs and grants us love in our hearts, so that we may love another.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. sometimes think I ought to settle down.
Do it. It is definitely a nicer life than in such a camp as this. Imagine, a roof over your head instead of a leaking tent, food cooked with love instead of a gruel cooked on a campfire. And at night. So, in this part of the camp, you see the tents of various mercenaries from Germany, Poland, Hungary. In short, everyone who came to fill their pockets. You can have items repaired by the smith, and if you're hungry, the kitchen is over there. The food will please you more than me, I think. Treating Martin that way. I simply cannot eat it. Do you know where the food is truly great? In Granada. So much fruit, sweet pastries, fish. In one banquet, the cooks use more spices than your entire country in a year.
You've been to Granada?
In the court of Sultan Muhammad VII himself. That is where I became a physician. That was when Granada was attacked by Martin Yanez de la Barbuda. And I did not want to die in some battle. So I found a safer way to be useful. You know, I have done a lot of traveling, my friend. From Timbuktu to Mecca. And from Granada to Venice. And now, here. But nowhere has the food been worse than here.
I'd like to try some foreign delicacy.
That will be difficult. The local inns serve nothing but porridge and old bread. But maybe you will see the world one day and find out that there are more flavors than just salt and honey. But your country is beautiful, all the same. And up here is where Katz's company of Pargay artillerymen are billeted. To the great displeasure of everyone else in the camp, I must say. You can see why. It is the best spot, right next to the captains. And when it rains, all the filth runs downhill to the Cumans and mercenaries areas. Here is the pillory. May Allah, the compassionate, ensure you never end up in it. And if you go around the hill, you will come to the camp shooting range. I recommend visiting it. The Cumans must be born with a bow in their hands. But I will not escort you that far, my friend. I do not like to leave the infirmary unattended for long. Alaka Anben.
Amen.
Greetings.
Do they allow prisoners here in the camp to go to confession?
That's a very strange question. Why do you ask?
I'm just curious to know how they treat prisoners. Be they friend or foe. It would be cruel to deny them the chance to confess before God.
That's quite right. If a prisoner asked to make a confession, I'd be glad to speak with him, but we hardly ever have the privacy for that. There are always guards in front of the tent, and there are ears everywhere.
What's a priest doing in a military camp?
Whatever he can, my son. Whatever he can.
Do you serve Mass like other priests?
I serve Mass and give blessings just like my brothers in churches and parishes. I can also officiate at marriages and administer last rites. I reckon you can guess which is more common here.
Do you care for the wounded? Priests and monks do that sometimes, don't they?
Nothing like that. We have blacksmiths and bathmaids for that here. And if something happens to the nobles, we have good surgeons. And then there's that learned foreigner. Bah!
Does something seem strange about him to you?
That foreigner may understand medicine, but he worships a foreign god. He prays to him on the ground several times a day. He doesn't drink ale, only rarely eats meat, yet he can't keep his eyes off our women.
Thy grace into our hearts, that we, to whom the incarnation of Christ, thy Son, was made known by the message of an angel.
Do you serve King Sigismund directly?
I serve our Lord, but the king sometimes calls on me for confession.
What could the king possibly have to confess?
You don't actually expect me to tell you that, do you? That's between me, the king, et Domine Noster.
Do you take part in the fighting?
Vivere militare est. But no, I'm a chaplain, not a warrior. But no matter if you're a beggar or a lord, there's no way to escape the horrors. And in a place like this, it's easy for people to forget about God, or at least start to doubt.
I'm looking for Baron Laszlo Farkas. Could you help me?
Certainly, certainly. Farkas's tent is in the lower section of the camp. If you head down the hill from the smithy, you can't miss it. Oh, and one more thing. He always keeps a band of cumans nearby. Be careful.
Thank you, Father. I will.
What are you staring at like a... Hey! It's was that.
Sir Laszlo Farkas?
Yes?
I'm here on behalf of Sir Jan of Sukadleski. My task is to negotiate with you the terms for the release of his brother, Knight Peter.
Really?
He gave me a letter with his seal. Here.
Huh. Very well.
Can we discuss the matter?
Certainly. But please, allow me one question. Why has Jan sent an intermediary to handle such an important affair?
Well, since he came all the way here, there are some other matters he'd like to deal with. His brother's captivity is just an unpleasant hold for him that he'd like to get over and done with. Once we come to an agreement here, I'll see him at the inn by the oak to inform him.
I see. Personally, I too would like to close this matter quickly. I think it is in the interest of us both. So, let us begin.
I'd like to see the captive.
Out of the question.
Well, how am I to know whether you're really holding Peter of Sukadleski captive?
Indeed, trust is essential to negotiating. I trust that you are Jan's envoy. That is also why you are still alive. And now, you trust me in return.
But Jan will want...
It is I who set the terms. And I say that you will not see the captive until the handover.
Let's talk about the ransom. How much are you asking for?
Let us be sincere with each other. What do you say?
All right.
Jan knew beforehand how much coin I would want for the night. But he still sent you here to haggle. He is trying to offend me. But there is one more thing to negotiate about. The knight's armor and weapons. They belong to me now. If I return them, I want to get at least a fraction of their worth.
As far as I know, ransom isn't paid for a captive's gear. Jan wants him back in the same state as you took him, sir.
Very well. Have it your way. The price remains the same.
Where will the handover take place?
Once you pay the ransom, you can come and get Peter of Suchotleski right here.
We'd rather do the handover on neutral ground. To be on the safe side.
Your master has given you exact instructions, has he? What is your idea then?
Why don't you invite the knight to the tavern by the oak? There'll be plenty of witnesses there. And we can sort this matter over a few beers.
Where in the name of God did Jan dig you up? I do not intend to deal with a matter of this significance in an alehouse full of drunkards. I know of a much better place. On the hill between Miskovitz and Horschen, there is a mill. It is visible from far away. You can't miss it. We will have peace and quiet up there, and no one will be able to overhear what we are saying.
Sounds good to me.
Once you leave, send the boy from the inn to the camp. He delivers supplies and will know who to give the message to.
That should be everything.